Hi everybody, I'm Bomani Moyenda. Coming to you today. I'm not one to make videos, but this is an issue I think is very important to our community. So if you're not from this immediate area, Yellow Springs, Dayton, Ohio area, this may have no interest for you, so you might want to just, turn the video off. However, this Monday, August the 5th, is the fifth anniversary of the murder of John Crawford Jr. by Beaver Creek, Ohio police at the Beaver Creek Walmart. And this occurred after a white guy called in the Beaver Creek police describing John Crawford as menacing, threatening, loading a weapon, pointing it at people, none of which was true, was evidenced by a video that was put together and synced with a 911 audio call. So despite that, no one was prosecuted for his murder. It's so often has happened. In spite of that, the criminal justice system in Ohio and Walmart has caused this case to drag on for 5 years now. The family's lawsuit should finally be coming up for trial in this fall, hopefully, but they filed a number of motions for delays and just push this back and push this back. The case had been turned over to the Department of Justice, and they did the same thing that they did in the Eric Garner case, that claimed that there's just not enough evidence to prove that his civil rights were violated, which is, in my opinion, is one of the reasons they send those cases to the Department of Justice anyway, the civil rights cases, because it's next to impossible to prove that this was done willfully, premeditated. And so they know ahead of time. The Attorney General, I'm pretty sure, knew ahead of time when he pushed the case up there that it was going to be turned down. There are a number of gyrations that the criminal justice system has gone through here locally. I won't go into all the details, but it's really some horrendous miscarriages of justice, some behind the scenes manipulation and posturing of certain people to make sure that there's no justice to be had in this case. Hopefully that won't be true when the trial occurs in October. Holding out hope along with John's parents and other family members and people who support this cause, that something different is going to happen this time. Like Mr. Crawford, his father, has said, it's not over. So at Monday at 6 o'clock at the Beaver Creek Walmart, we will be gathering along the edge of the property by the street. And we will have a 1-hour program. The program will end at 7 o'clock. And I'm calling for 500 people to show up. We've had maybe a couple of hundred people show up at these memorials for the past 4 years. But I think this is particularly important this time around because of a move that Walmart made about a month ago. They actually came out and filed a motion claiming that the 911 caller, Ronald Ritchie, is responsible for starting this process of John ended up being murdered. But the reality of it is the police had the responsibility to assess the situation. This thing is called swatting, I understand, when you call the police on somebody purposely with the intention of the police coming to do that person harm. And through watching videos of interviews with the 911 caller, some of that may be true. The bottom line is he did lie, but the other important piece of that is that the officers came in and shot him down in less than 2 seconds without trying to determine if it actually was a dangerous situation. No one in the store was panicking or paying much attention to John at all, and they really just came in and shot him down. They screamed some command at him and shot at him less than a third of a second afterwards. So he was pretty much, he was murdered, shot on the spot. So now Walmart wants to point the finger, it appears, at Ronald Ritchie. But keep in mind the fact that, I've had people approach me and say, oh, I saw that Walmart store and it looks like, your hard work is paying off. Well, that's probably really not the case. 5 years later, up until now, they've made no effort at all, to speak any kind of truth about this case, but have participated in dragging it on till this point. They have never, ever expressed any condolences to the family about this situation. And I think their main concern is to avoid any responsibility for leaving the pellet rifle that he had picked up laying out unpackaged for 2 days prior to this incident. So it's really kind of infuriating, it's just kind of one more disappointment, one more juke, as I call it. I have a column in the Yellow Springs paper called Juking Justice, which kind of describes the series of moves that the criminal justice system has made along the way in dealing with this case. And now Walmart steps in, to provide their own version of that. So I would like to see 500 people come out Monday. So I'm asking you to start calling people, form carpools. If you're in Yellow Springs, you can carpool from, people usually meet at the Coretta Scott King Center. If you're in Dayton, contact churches, other organizations, and see if you can fill up a van and, bring van loads of people, bus loads, whatever. We really want to have like a stronger showing this time. Not that we haven't had any strong showings, but we really want to, I think, make a statement, stand up. And we're not there to protest. It's a memorial, so we're there to commemorate this young man's life and say that his life mattered. This case and similar ones send a strong message that Black lives don't matter at all, and we need to come out and have a strong showing to contradict that and stand for the truth that Black lives do matter. And in particular, this young man that left behind 2 young sons mattered also and shouldn't have been snatched away from him. And this avoidance of justice shouldn't have happened. But the bottom line, we're going to commemorate this young man's life. So Dayton, Springfield, Columbus, Yellow Springs, Cincinnati, and all points in between, I'm calling on you all to please show up and support this family, and particularly the African American folks. In past memorials, I've looked around and looked around, and I wonder, where's all the black people, And I certainly appreciate our white allies. They come out in strong numbers, have been really supportive, like throughout this whole process. And just for this one time at least, I would like to see some more African Americans come out for 1 hour, and stand in unity to say that this young man's life mattered. So I hope to see you there Monday, 6 o'clock at the Beaver Creek Walmart. Justice for John Crawford. Will be commemorating his life. And as Mr. Crawford says, one love, and wishing you a world without racism. I said that, he didn't say that part. So hope to see you Monday. Thank you, bye.